really,
Yeah,
not trying to enjoy, but he's giving the enjoyment to served as well.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. He spoke the highest example of interaction, Raslila.
Yeah.
So here Radharani leaves the place, not to, any reason. She wants to leave the place because she wants Krishna to associate with gopis,
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
and she leaves. And then Krishna want to show, and then Krishna dance with the gopis sometime, and when they become little proud, and then Krishna left them to show them actually he loves Radharani. And then even though Radharani leaves Krishna, Radharani meets Krishna, and then Krishna leaves Radharani also. Right? The reason is Radharani doesn't want to make gopis feel she's a special. That's why he says, Krishna, you leave me, then we. Hare Krishna, sorry, something happened to me. Yeah, any other pastimes? Every pastime is like any other you remember. One is this, like no, which I remembered very immediately. The shloka is a famous shloka at 1.16.16. Saradhya Parshada Sevana Sakya Dautya Virasananu Pramana Snigdheshu Pandushu Jagat Punitam Cha Vishnor Bhaktim Karoti Nupatim Charanaraganta. Maharaj Parikshit thought that out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna, who is universally obeyed and rendered all kinds of services to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to the president to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc. According to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant, offering respects to the to one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the Lord's feet of the Lord. And Lord Krishna did all kinds of services to the Pandavas. And we see how Pandavas are dedicated to Krishna. But if we study Bhagavatam, we get the other picture, how Krishna is actually serving the devotees. So, yeah, that's why this relationship is something different. In Ramayana, we see how Lord Ram is never angry against Kaikeyi, how the relationship of him with Lakshman, with Vibhishan, Hanuman, that every person he comes in touch with, he has a Lord Krishna and Ram, they have their own mark of stamp, the way they deal with them. Right? So, yeah, that's a congenial form of intimacy. It's a nice point, nice topic to try to observe when we read the past tense. Of course, Chaitanya Charitamrita is right now. Every step of it is those kind of relationships. Yes. So, any other things you want to share? That's
The other thing is like Krishna is being controlled by Yashoda Maya.
correct. Yeah.
In Damodar Lila also we
Yeah.
can see like
Mm.
Yashoda is running behind Krishna with the stick,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and she's tying Krishna on the mortar.
Yeah.
So it's kind of he's supreme personality of Godhead, but he's still becoming servant of Yashoda Maya here.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's another form of congenial relationship.
Correct. Yes. So you see, every relation Krishna has is with that, like that. Right? He makes us feel comfortable with him. Right? Even our present stage also, like we can see some examples of how he deals with even our own lives also. Right? It may be very difficult to tell. At least one can feel at the hand of Krishna. Right? Okay, good. So we'll move to the this technical section. Right? Just to prove this point, Ahaitika Pratihata. Right? With this, probably we'll close this week discussion of 1.2.6. It was going quite some time. Okay. So this is from, you all can see this one document.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, Prabhu.
yeah. So this is from Bhakti Sandarbha on one of the shloka 2.9.36. This is a famous shloka. Etavadeva jignasam tattva jignasam atmanaha. I'll just increase the font size. Yeah, etavadeva jignasyam tattva jignasam atmanaha. Anvayad vyatirekabhyam yatsyat sarvatra sarvada. This is Abhideya verse. This is from Brahma, no, the Chatishloki, Lord spoke to Brahmaji. So even, yeah, if you remember it, even Brahmaji, Lord interacting with Brahmaji in that past time. You can see how intimate he is. I mean, very nice thing to see in every pastime. I don't have to just know list one, leave other. Every pastime is like that. Right? He makes Brahmaji so comfortable. He gives shake hands with Brahmaji. Right? So very nice that. Okay. So here Lord is speaking about Abhideya. Abhideya is bhakti. How bhakti can be practiced sarvatra sarvada, in all situations, in all times. Right? It's not exactly a Haituka Pratyata. It is, to that extent where it's a bhakti can be done all the times. So on this verse, Jiva Goswami gives commentary in the Bhakti Sandarbha. So we are going through that commentary. We don't have to go verse by verse. It's just to give a feel how, all other practices, it's not something which we do in all situations, all circumstances, but one thing, bhakti, you can do in all situations and circumstances. So that is being proved here. So he's taking various, various situations, various times, various personalities, and showing how everyone can do bhakti and giving references for that. Right. So next 25 minutes, 20 minutes, we'll just go through this. So first thing is all scriptures. How in all scriptures, bhakti is being mentioned. Right? Because other processes, karma, jnana, ashtanga yoga, it's not, you cannot do in all situations, circumstances. Even deity worship. You can't do deity worship at the times when Lord is sleeping, the night time. So deity worship has also particular timings. You can't, go and do deity worship without taking bath. Particular days you may be prohibited not to do deity worship. But when it comes to Bhagavat's Vidhi, right? This is another one which I think maybe we were discussing, I think 2-3 weeks back. The two margas, Bhagavat Marg, Pancharatra Marg, right? How various sampradayas have, our sampradaya is more about Bhagavat. Even Pancharatra is there, that Pancharatra which supports Bhagavat only, that Bhagavat only taken, that Pancharatra is only taken. Any other Pancharatra things which can have it, maybe tinge of karma gnana, that our acharyas have not given us. Especially we're discussing how yantras, mudras, etc. acharyas have not given us. Right here, yesterday that speech Kritikamat Swami is telling, that's another very nice point he's telling. I mean, it's a glory that they accepted it. He's saying how Madhvacharya is showing two fingers to show it's a Dvaita. It's not a one, it's a two. Jiva is separate, Lord is separate, Prakriti is separate, Jiva is separate. Prakriti is separate, Lord is separate. These three Tattvatrayas, they exist separately. Right? That's a meaning which they give for the two fingers which Madhvacharya shows. Right? Like a victory symbol. He shows like a victory symbol, V. So that's the meaning they give. Yesterday, the Acharya is giving, I think 2 days back, something happened. He's giving a meaning that when Madhvacharya is showing the two fingers, he means ISKCON and right. I don't know how others will feel if they hear it. So ISKCON and Madhva Sampradaya or Krishna Udupi Mutt. This is what he mean by two fingers. Right? So it's little maybe it's to glorify us or any point. Anyone knows why he said it? Want to comment? Hare Krishna. The clue for this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Udupi on his travels. He met Acharyas Udupi. I think that time is Raghunath Tirtha Acharya name is it. So he discussed with him. Anyone knows what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed? Kind of, you don't have to tell everything detailed, but what's the comment that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made to the Udupi Mutt Acharyas? It shows this, if you see this sampradaya, very like, little, like, sometimes when they tell us in Mata Sampradaya, they say you are offshoot of Mata Sampradaya, you're not actually original Mata Sampradaya. Right? That's something which we hear. And when we claim our Sampradaya, it starts with, you can start your audience, whoever is ready, you can tell answers.
Our Sampradaya, Prabhu.
Yes, yes. When we say
Brahmaji.
Brahmaji, right? Krishna and then Brahma, then comes
Madhvacharya.
Madhvacharya, right? Between both Madhvacharya and Brahmaji,
Narad Vyasa.
Narada,
Vyas.
Vyasadeva, yeah, Madhvacharya, and then the list comes, which you can see in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, right? Before the first chapter starts. When you ask Madhva Sampradaya, right, what is your Sampradaya? Right? Does Madhva Sampradaya also say same? Right? When you go to Udupi and ask, what's your Sampradaya list? Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, Madhvacharya. What happened those before Madhvacharya? Some Acharyas. Madhvacharya's guru is one Acharya is there. Right? His name. I forgot the name. Adhoksha. Some name like that. I'm sorry. Right? And before that, there is one other Acharya. Like that, 2-3 generations Acharyas were there. Right? If you ask them, what is your Sampradaya? Right? They say, of course, Brahmaji is there in their Sampradaya. So when you say Brahma Madhva, they also accept Brahma Madhva. But the Sampradaya which they say, it doesn't have Vyasa, surprisingly. Yeah, actually, that Sampradaya, when their so Shankaracharya came, even that time Sampradaya is there, a Sampradaya that comes from Brahmaji. But because of the pressure of Mayavadis, that frequent disturbances they're causing, the Acharya externally converted to Mayavad, but internally they continue Vaishnavism. Right? Probably when they come for inspection, they may say, yes, we are following all your protocols, Mayavad. But internally, he's continuing the teachings of Vaishnava teachings. So after 2-3 Sampradayas, internally they are Vaishnavas, externally their philosophy became Mayavad. Right? So that's a time where Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya became a guru of his guru and started to show how the teachings which he's speaking, which are coming from his guru, are actually Vaishnava teachings. So initially his guru, Achyuta Preksha. Yeah, Achyuta Preksha. He used to ask, counter his disciple, and disciple Madhvacharya used to defeat him and show him. So because he's in the heart, Achyuta Preksha is a devotee, so immediately accepted Madhvacharya's teachings. Uh, so this sampradaya which comes is it's come from Krishna. Of course, Krishna here is a Hamsa Avatara. From Hamsa Avatara, it is Brahmaji. To Brahma, from Brahma, it is to Sanat Kumaras. From Sanat Kumaras, the lineage continues. This is called a Hamsa Avatara, which you hear in, so you can see 11th canto, 13th chapter, if I remember, 12th or 13th chapter. One of the section is there in Bhagavatam. So it's a very, very technical section. But I think sometimes in Bhagavatam or Ishopanishad we discuss this also, that section briefly. So the questions, Hamsa, Shitish Kumaras gets a question. Right? Why, very nice question actually. Why material senses are always attracted to material objects, sense objects? Right? Because that is causing trouble to me. If I can break this relationship of between material senses and material objects, so I'll not have a misery. That's the questions Kumaras asked. And then Brahmaji, the creator, he also got confused with their question. And then because he's confused, and then he called his Guru Vishnu. Then Lord Hamsa came, and then he gave such a tricky answer to the Kumaras that they couldn't understand. And then he started explaining. He says, senses and sense objects. I'll not go further discussion, like it will take time. I'll just do the direct answer, which is senses and sense objects are made for each other. Right? So they are here, they are always here, because Prakriti is eternal. Right? Prakriti is eternal, but manifestation of Prakriti is temporal. Right? In Bhagavad Gita introduction talks, manifestation, the way we are seeing it, that can be temporary, but Prakriti always exists. So senses and sense objects are created by the God to be, to be there for each other. It's a made for each other relationship. Problem is not why they are together. Problem is, why are we identifying the senses? So it's not that we have to cut senses from sense objects. That's what Mayavadis, immature spiritualists may do. They try to cut senses and sense objects. But what we have to do is, we have to detach ourselves from senses, the body. And this is a summary of the teachings Lord Hamsa gives. And then the Sampradaya, Achyuta Preksha and others, they follow this Sampradaya of Brahmaji. When Madhvacharya comes, he is coming and he took Diksha from this Brahma Sampradaya. And then he goes to Vedavyasa. Right? Twice he goes to Vedavyasa and learns Vedanta Sutra, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita from him personally. Right? It said Vedavyasa is still there, teaching his disciples and sages in Akbar Badri, or topmost places in Himalayas, which are not accessible to us. Is still there. So he goes, meets him, and then he learns and comes and writes his commentaries. Or after writing his commentaries, he shows him and gets them corrected. So there comes this line, which we claim. Brahma, Lord Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, Madhvacharya, and then the remaining line. Right? So there's in that Sampradaya, there are Madhvacharya gave pure bhakti, and he did not so much condemn, or very condemn means nothing wrong with karma jnana in that sense, but he did not made it exclusive bhakti, because that's why we see the demigods are also worshipped, because they are worshipped as pure devotees of the Lord. But over the time, what happened is, because of their zeal to defeat Mayavad, right? So it more went into Gnana and Karma angle. Right? That's needed at that time for them to defeat Mayavad. So this particular pure devotional line which Madhvacharya gave them through Vedavyasa, some of them could not catch up. after few generations. Right? Even Madhvacharya time, he maintained this too, the pure bhakti line also he maintained. Right? So then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met the Acharya at that time, I think Raghunatha Tirtha, Raghuvara Tirtha, I think one of the Acharya. So after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met and talked to him, then the Acharya started to realize, yes, okay. From there, they started, giving importance to pure devotional line also. Right? Yeah. So, right, when yesterday the Acharya is telling, I remember this, this point. When he said two fingers, right? Madhvacharya is the one who is actually carrying the two lines. The line that is coming from Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, Madhva, and then that comes, and then the present line of Madhva Sampradaya and us, ourselves. And the other line, which is, Hamsavatara, Brahma, Kumaras, right? Achyut Preksha's Guru, Achyuta Preksha, and then Madhvacharya, and then that teachings. So both teachings are represented in one sense. Vyasadeva is like Madhvacharya is like someone who is in between these both lines. So they also have follow these pure devotional principles, right? Which are from Vedic. When they speak Sanskrit Vedic things, those acharyas may not exclusively preach that line, but especially they propagated that pure devotion through the songs of Purandaradas, Kanakadas. When you see their songs, Dasa Sahitya, Dasa Sampradaya, they started it after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met them. That's a completely pure Bhagavata line. Right? In that sense, it's very, actually, right point, the truth point that he says, ISKCON, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu line, ISKCON means, and then Udupi Mat. These two lines are what Madhva Sampradaya, Madhvacharya is showing by two fingers. It was a very, very nice point. Anyone comments on that? Otherwise, we can move it. Okay, right. So all scriptures, how in all scriptures bhakti is only given. Yeah, this is bhakti I'm saying because the line which is given to us is pure bhakti. There are many other mixes also that happen, but all those mixes, karma and jnana, have to given up while we are going to spiritual world. Because in spiritual world, karma and jnana is not required. Karma means I want a material facility. I want something for myself. Jnana means I want to get rid of the miseries. Right? Whatever you do for that, sadhana you do for that, those two things respectively are karma and jnana. In the spiritual world, why you did, something you need to do to gain something for your own. Or why you need to put an effort to get rid of miseries. Both are irrelevant in the spiritual world. But if we carry that psychology, it will be trouble there. So one has to give up both these concepts when you go into spiritual world. So both doesn't work. Bhakti is not like that. In every situation, every person, anyone can practice. Right? So all scriptures, Skanda Purana, Brahma Narada says, Samsara esmin mahagore, Janma Vritu Samakule, Pujan Vasudevasya Tarakam Vadvismitam. In the frightening samsara filled with birth and death, worship of Vasudeva is known as a means of deliverance by the wise. Right? This is there in Bhagavatam also. Bhagavan Brahma Karshneya Triran Vikshamanishaya Tad Adhyavasayat Kutasto Ratiratman Tato Bhavet. Right? The one meaning of this is Brahmaji read Bhagavatam, all Vedas 3 times with intelligence. Manishaya means with intelligence. Anvikshya means with the logic. And bhakti, both mixed, is called anviksha. True to the scriptures and trying to understand with logic. That's called anviksha. Right? And he read all Jekatsnena, completely he read Brahmaji. After reading it, tad adhyavasayat, after studying it, he come to a determination, adhyavasayat, that adhyavasyat, that kutasto, sratir atman eto bhavet. Right? That produces prema in us. That is the highest process. 3 times studying, he came to realization bhakti is the topmost. Skanda Purana says worship of Vasudeva is topmost. Skanda Purana, there is another verse. It says Alodhya Sarva Shastrani. I'll send this document. We cannot complete, you can read on your own. Very nice list of the things that Jiva Goswami collected and proved. Vicharya cha punah punaha idam ekam sanispannan dhyeyoh narayana sada. Reviewing all scriptures again and again, it is definitely concluded that Narayana should be object of meditation. Skanda Purana says it. There are some proof by positive statement, proof by negative. Means if you don't do worship of Narayana, there is no hope. That's how negative statements are there. Says a person who has studied all the Vedas and scriptures is a worst of men if he is not a devotee of Lord. Garuda Purana says it. Right? And then next topic Jiva Goswami speaks is different performance of. Right? So, so this Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, some of the hardliners, they say only those born in that particular Sampradaya, they will only get. Not everyone is entitled for. There are some Nitya Bhaddhas, eternally they are born. They will never get mukti. And the example says, example of that is Duryodhana. All these asuras, they will always stay in the material world. They will never get mukti. Some of they have that kind of, but in our sampradaya we don't have that. Some of such things are different, right? But Bhagavatam says Krishna gave mukti to many people, asuras. It says Bhagavatam, the shloka is there. It's a famous shloka. Te vai vidantyati taranti chateva mayam Sri Shudrahuna Shabarapi Papa Jiva Yadi Adbhuta Krama Parayana Sila Sikshas Tiryak Janabi Kim Srutatharana. This is by Brahmaji. Second canto, 7th chapter. He says, Uben Shudras, Hunas, Sabras, other sinfully born persons also certainly cross material world and know the Lord if they learn about qualities of the devotees of the Lord. Right? If they learn about qualities of the devotees of the Lord, they will know the Lord. Even if animals can understand, how much more quickly can humans who hear from the mouth of a guru understand the truth? Here, the Guru word is not given directly. He said, Yadi Adbhuta Krama Parayana Sila Sikshas. Adbhuta Krama is Lord, whose movements are amazing, wonderful. Parayana, one who is dedicated to Adbhuta Krama, that is someone dedicated to Lord, that is devotee. Sila Sikshas. If trained by a devotee of the Lord, then even animals can understand Lord and go to spiritual world. What to speak of human beings? You can see many examples of animals. That's also one nice exercise we can do. Various animals that are delivered, Krishna consciousness. Right? So this is from Bhagavatam. Garuda Purana says, Kita Pakshi Mruganam cha Harau Sanyasta Chetasam Urdham Yeva Gatim Manye Kim Punar Jnaninam Gunam. I think that insects, birds, and animals which give their lives to the Lord have a superior destination. What then is a destination of men with knowledge? Right? So it says bhakti can be performed by anyone, since it is seen that a person of good and bad conduct, possessing or not possessing knowledge, being detached or attached, desiring liberation or having achieved liberation, having not performed bhakti or having perfected bhakti, right? All these categories of people, they all attain success, are by doing bhakti. So he's giving examples of each such category which is mentioned. First is bad conduct and good conduct. Even a person of bad conduct can do bhakti. Yeah? The sloka is putting is apichet sutracharo bhajate mamananya bhakt sadhreva samantavya samyak vyavasito saha. Right? The meaning is that if a person with a bad conduct can attain Lord, what can be said of a person good conduct? Then person with knowledge, person without knowledge also. Right? It is said that Bhagavatam 11th canto famous verse. In a process of bhakti, even if you close your eyes and run, Tavan Nimilya Netra, Tavan Nimilya Va Netra. Right? Na patet, na skhalet. Right? Even someone closes both eyes and someone said, okay, this is a path of bhakti. You can close your eyes and run. So you close your eyes and run, still you will not fall down or slip away. Bhakti is the safest path. It doesn't need a knowledge of the everything for you to travel on this path. Right? In one sense, the meaning is not just literally running, closing eyes, blindly doing. The point is, even if someone doesn't have a knowledge of scriptures, right, doesn't read Puranas or Upanishads, understand everything before practicing bhakti, just practicing bhakti itself self-generates jnana that is needed for going in the path. You don't have to exclusively understand to practice, right? Which is exactly the next sloka which we get, right? What about jnana and vairagya? Without that, how do we practice bhakti, right? So we need support of both of them. Then the next sloka it says, right, both jnana and vairagya are self-generated by bhakti. It doesn't need exclusive cultivation. So that's a one shloka, right? The Bhagavatam is given. Here is another. Those who may or may not know the extent of my powers, my forms, my nature, but who worship me with great possessiveness, I consider to be the best of the devotees. Right? So, of course, every shloka here has so many examples, the scriptures. Immediately remember South India, Brahmana, Sriranga. He doesn't know anything about the Lord, cannot understand. But what he has is great possessiveness for the Lord. Right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came personally and said, you are the best devotee. I think the shloka is exactly that. Harir harati papani dushta chittair apismataha. It is said that Lord destroys sins of people with sinful hearts. Right? And then bhakti can be performed by detached and attached. Those who are attached to the material world, totally detached. All of them can do bhakti. What is the shloka? Bhagavatam again. 11th canto. बाध्यमानोऽपि मद्भक्तो विषयैरजितेन्द्रियः प्रायः प्रगल्भया भक्त्या विषयैर्नाभिभूयते. If my devotee has not fully conquered his senses, he may be harassed by material desires, but because of his generally strong bhakti, he will not be defeated by sense gratification. This is where our apratihata comes. We may not be ahituki, right? At least if we are apratihata, then things starts improving. We may be troubled by all the senses or material desires and arthas, right? But we should not leave bhakti, continue doing bhakti, right? Then it will go on, right? The word api indicates that a person not tempted by material objects will definitely not be defeated by senses. So detached and attached, both can do. And then another point is person desiring liberation and liberated persons also perform. Right? This is a shloka from Bhagavatam again, first canto 226. Mumukshavo ghora rupan hitva bhutapatinatha narayana kala shanta bhyantihi anasuyavaha. Rejecting the frightful forms of Shiva and other devatas, persons desires of liberation, mumukshavaha. What to speak of devotees? Even the person desiring liberation, without criticizing those devatas, worship avatars of Narayana. That is a very nice point, isn't it? We should not criticize devatas. They worship Narayana, then they will get mukti. Right? This is about those who want liberation. What about those who already got liberation? Atma Ramaschamunayo nirghandra purkrame kurvanta hetikim bhaktim ittam bhuta gunohari. Some sages who are Atma Ramas, this is spoken in connection with Shukdev Goswami, who is Atma Rama, who is already liberated while in the womb of mother. He is attracted to bhakti. That means bhakti starts after liberation. Bhakti is beyond liberation. Those who are liberated, they are attracted to bhakti, means that bhakti is the made up of something which is spiritual. Right? If it's a material, they could not have attracted to those who are liberated. They are attracted to bhakti, means bhakti is something not of this world. Yeah, and then we are doing bhakti, right? That's a mercy given to us so that we can do it. Some sages who are Atmaramas beyond the scriptures, false ego rules, also practice unmotivated pure bhakti to the master of pure bhakti, Krishna, since he possesses qualities attractive to them. So when you're chanting, when you're reading Bhagavatam, when you're hearing lectures, associating devotees, we should, in the back of mind, even though we may see, things like a met as a matter, but we should all understand that all this is coming from Chit Shakti of the Lord. Bhakti is a Chit Shakti of the Lord. So we are being in touch with that Chit Shakti. Those who are not perfected bhakti and those who are perfected bhakti. One is liberated, not liberated. Here is one who is not perfected bhakti, perfected. So kechit kevalaya bhaktya vasudeva parayanaha agham dunvanti karsneya niharamaha vaskara. Person who surrendered to Krishna completely destroys sins by pure bhakti love, just as the sun destroys fog. Another shloka is, if he whose remembrance is not lured by dominion over the three worlds, and who does move for half a minute or half a second from the Lord's lotus feet, who are sought by the devatas, also meditate the Lord. It's the best of it. And then what to speak of all this? Even the associates of the Lord perform them. Matsevaya pratitam te salokyadi chedushtayam na icchanti sevaya purnaha puto nyat kala viputam. My devotees, who are always satisfied to be engaged in my service, are not interested in the four principles of liberation. Salokya, Sarupya, Samukya, Sarishti, even though these are automatically achieved by their selves. What then is to be said of any perishable happiness? Means those in the spiritual world, they go to spiritual world. They don't care for the opulences, comforts in the spiritual world. They're only interested in serving the Lord. Right? How come such devotees are interested in material happiness? So that means those who are liberated and they're in the direct associate of Lord, they also do bhakti. Right? Of course, if we go in, these are those who liberated and go, who are already staying there. Right? They never came here and went back. What about such people? Right? Here, the third canto, 15th chapter. Before worshipping the Lord with tulsi leaves, surrounded by servants, she gazes at her face with beautiful locks and raised nose, reflecting in the water of pond filled with pure sweet water, whose banks are muddy. She contends that this face has been kissed by the Lord. That is about Lakshmi Devi. She is feeling fortunate how Lord associates with her. Even the eternal associates, Nitya Siddhas and Parshadas, they also do bhakti. Right? Even Vishnu's do bhakti. Right? Lakshman does bhakti, Balramji bhakti, Nityananda Prabhu does bhakti. Right? All the avatars, they worship Lord Krishna. Right? That's why it said, when he said Ekale Ishvara Krishna, Arasabha, it's not that only Vishnu avatars are Ishvaras, everyone else is devotee. Right? Only Krishna is Ishvara. Even all Vishnus are servants of Krishna. If you see in the 10th canto, 87th chapter, another very beautiful chapter, it shows how Mahavishnu is attracted to Lord Krishna. He wanted to take darshan of Krishna, and that's why it has a big drama to get darshan of Krishna. There Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives very beautiful commentary to prove that Krishna is not giving darshan to Vishnu. So Vishnu is very desperate to get. Right? Even the people in Dwaraka, they just get darshan of Krishna, like when he's moving out, coming here, there, talking to various people on the street. But how come Mahavishnu is not getting darshan? That means if Krishna doesn't allow, no one can take his darshan. The problem, Mahavishnu is not getting darshan. Then he plays this entire Leela of stealing sons of Brahmana. Immediately they take birth. And then Arjuna comes into the picture. Arjuna makes a vow. And then still Mahavishnu steals the babies. Right? And then to protect Arjuna, finally Lord Krishna goes to Mahavaikuntha. Mahavaikuntha means spiritual world, Vaikuntha, on the border of spiritual world. Right? Mahakalapura. is called Mahavaikuntanatha, Lord Mahavaikuntanatha. So he goes to him and then reclaims the children. And then Mahavishnu gets the darshan of the Lord. Right? Even Mahavishnu is hankering for darshan of the Lord. It's not easy for him to also get the darshan, unless Lord want to do the darshan. Right? But somehow by Arjuna's interference, he could get darshan. Right? So what to speak of all, even Balramji, who is called Savior Bhagavan, right? For the Supreme Personality of Servator God. So everyone wants to serve Krishna. Bhakti is there everywhere. So the devotees mentioned above perform worship the Lord in all varshas. This is another point. In all worlds, all universes, beyond universes, is a proof that bhakti is performed in all places. Right? If you read 5th canto, 18th, 19th chapter, you can once see prayers by all the varshas. Varshas means various islands in this universe. 9 islands are there. Our Varsha is called Bharata Varsha. Right, like that, various Varshas. Some place Lord Shiva is in charge. Some place Vanaras, Hanumanji is in charge. One place Lakshmi Devi is in charge. One place Manu is in charge. Right, and some place the place where we are staying, Narada Muni is in charge. Like that, all these people, they worship Supreme Lord. Right? So all the heavenly planets, worship of Supreme Lord happens. All planets above Earth. Right? All spiritual worlds, worship of Lord happens. Right? Only places where the worship of Lord doesn't happen is here in this Earth planet and Patala Lokas. So if we see from that perspective, the majority means overwhelming majority, 99.9999% of jivas are devotees of Lord. Only very less number of people are against Krishna. You may think so many non-devotees, we are the only few devotees here. No, everyone else is a devotee, except very few in this earth and now Patala Lokas. Right? So everyone is doing, right, except few of us, some of us here in this planet. So then the next question is, you can't do various bhakti to karma and gnana to all senses. But here it said all senses are used in service of bhakti. Manasena upacharena paricharya harimuda parevan manasa gamyam tam sakshat pratipedire. Some Purana quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita. Serving the Lord joyfully by mind, articles of worship, fortunate person directly with the Lord who is beyond words and mind. It is well known that one can reach perfection in bhakti by using external senses, mind and words. Right, etc. Kayena vacha manasendriyanam buddhyatmanaya prakrite swabhavat. Right. So with all this, I do bhakti. If I do any mistakes, please forgive me, Lord. We read after doing deity worship. So external senses, mind, words, all that we can engage in bhakti. With all materials, one can engage in. Right? Everything can be in service of Krishna, the Vairagya. Right? What to speak of everything else? Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toya. These things also you do bhakti. What to speak of all others? Bhaktya Prayachitatam Bhakti Uparutam Asnami Prayatapna. And bhakti involves all types of activities. We read future first canto 5th chapter. The one verse which Vyasdev speaks, there Srila Prabhupada writes commentary. How people with all isms, with all areas, fields, arts, science, politics, economics, and he lists so many things. None of these, professions, through all these professions, we can glorify Krishna. He gives a commentary like that. So all activities, bhakti can be done. Right. So and then Yat Karoshi. The generalization of that is Vishloka, Lord Krishna himself, yes. Yad Ashnasi, Yad Juhoshi, Dadasi, Yat Tapashyasi Kaunteya, Tat Kurushva Madat. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice, whatever you give, whatever austerity you perform, offer it to me, O son of God. Examples of Ajamila and a mouse who nibbled on a ghee wick, which then lit up, that it indicate that activities of even bhakti abhasa or aparadha caused by bhakti abhasa have a good effect. Right? Ajamila is not doing Shuddhanam, neither the mouse. I think this mouse pastime some of you would have heard. This comes from Kartik Purana, glories of Kartik month, where one mouse, it is hungry, it is stuck up in the deity altar. It's hungry, it went, to drink ghee in that lamp, and accidentally while trying to access the ghee, it lights a wick, one other wick, which is put off the another wick, and then it gets a credit of lighting a lamp in Kartika Mas because of it gets a higher birth. Right? Mukti itself, why to speak higher birth? Why should I shy away from that? It gets a mukti. Right? Even bhakti abhasa, even bhakti mixed with aparadha also has a which greater effect. Bhakti should be performed in all religious activities. Actually, the purpose of all religious activities is to work. I think the two shlokas from now, that's a point. You do all religious activities, bhakti is not there, it's useless. So it's, see, the bhakti is like, can be done in all situations, all circumstances. Right? Only the problem with us. Yasya smrutya cha namoktyaha tapo yajnaskrityadishu kriyadishu nunam sampurnatam yati sadjo vandetam achyutam. Offer respect to the Lord. By remembering him or his name, all austerities, sacrifices, duties become complete. Right? It's a shloka spoken by Shukracharya. Mantritas tantritas chitram deshakalar avastataha sarvam karoti nischitram tasmad anusankirtanam tava. When Bali Maharaj couldn't complete his yajna because of disturbance created by Vamanadev personally, Vamanadev asked Shukracharya, you started yajna and the yajna couldn't complete. The yajna is stopped in between. The person becomes Brahma Rakshas, or lot of unfortunate will happen to the person. Now that Bali Maharaj couldn't do yajna, complete the yajna, right? As a Brahma means in charge of the yajna. What are you going to suggest to him? Supreme Lord asks, Vamanadev asks Shukracharya. Then Shukracharya tells this shloka. Mantritas tantritas chitram deshakalat avastataha sarvam karoti nischitram tasmad anusankirtanam tava. Yes, what are mantra, tantra, yajna, sagas, whatever I do, right? They are all complete not by completing them. They are all actually complete when the chanting of holy names is there, as a part of those rituals. What makes them complete is chanting of the holy names. Right? So that's it's like all these rituals are the cover, the message is actually holy. Right? Sometimes people ask, oh, this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra or no holy name is in Kali Yuga. Right? Other yugas, right? Kuto yadhyayate Vishnu Tretayam Vijito Mage, right? Dwaparo Haripachariyayam Kalo Sad Hari Kirtana. Other yugas, other processes. In one of the places, I think our acharyas, they mention, what is there when you are not doing tapasya, right? So when you're doing tapasya, one chants Om. Om is nothing but holy name of the Lord. And when one doing tapasya, they meditate on the form of the Lord. Right? So bhakti, it's a bhakti only actually. When someone does yajnas, Tretaya Yajto Makhai, right? In the yajna, it's continuously the name of the Lord is there. Right? The Lord's name we give ahutis. The Lord's name we glorify the Lord. All his associates we glorify and bring them. So it's a name of the Lord that is there in yajnas. Right? When you doing deity worship, right? In every aspect of the deity worship, the name of the Lord is there. Okay, this is Bhoga, please accept it. This is a Naivecha, accept it. This Achaman, please accept Lord. Like that, everywhere we chant the holy name of the Lord. And especially in Kali Yuga, all those external things are not there. Only the final essence is given. Just chant holy name directly. Right? So essence of all bhakti processes is also holy name. What to speak of all other religious acts. Right? So bhakti is there everywhere. And then what about results? All results are achieved by bhakti. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharati. Tivrena bhakti yogena ideda purusham param. You want to become such a person, no desires, anyabhilashta shunya. You want everything in this world, like Dhruva Maharaj. Some people want liberation, moksha kama. Right? You want any of these or all of these, one of these, few of these, by doing tivrena bhakti. Tivrena means apratihata. It is not a haitki. Why it is not a haitki? Just to see, because I'm continuously reading it. Why it is not a haitki bhakti? Sapratihata. When you said tivrena bhakti yogena. Because already they are desiring, right? Sarvakama, moksha kama. Right? Ahaitiki should not have any motivation. Motivation is here. Become sarvakama moksha. Very simple logic, nothing. So apratihata bhakti itself is sufficient to give so many of these things. Right? So it's then yadhataror mula nisechanenam trupyantya skandha pujopashaka pranopaharas chetendriyanam tadaiva sarvarna vashukech. Right? These are the famous shloka of, like pouring water to the root of the tree, entire tree nourished. If you serve Krishna, right, it's sufficient. Right? The another shloka is there. This how it starts. Devarti pitrunam nakinkaro nayam runicha rajan sarvatmanaya saranam saranyam tato mukunda parihurcha kartu. All these 5 types of runas, devas, rishis, manusha, etc., all are fulfilled by the one who does it. Right? So bhakti gives all results. And then it's said in the verse that by performing worship of bhakti, worship of devatas is also accomplished. Thus, bhakti includes all results. Right? Worship of Lord, worship of devatas is accomplished. Thus, bhakti includes all results. In Skanda Purana, in the discussion between Brahma and Narada, it is said, in worshipping the Lord, Archite Deva Devesha Sankachakra Gathadare, Architaha Sarva Devasyur Yata Sarvagato Harihi. In worshipping Lord, the holder of the conch and chakra, the worship of all devatas is accomplished since the Lord is all pervading. Right? I think this famous shloka is there. Like how all the rivers flow through the ocean. Like that, all the worships done to the devatas are actually for Vishnu. It's a famous shloka, like even outsiders quote it. I'm not recollecting it, how it starts. Yeah. Right. So, and then it is seen in the Puranas that anyone who performs bhakti is successful. As well, the object like a cow which is given to the Lord becomes successful. Right? It means, when you do bhakti, I think we discussed sometime in ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, question somewhere there. Srila Prabhupada also says that one of his lectures, when you offer a fruit or a flower, you pluck it from a one tree or some plant, offer that flower and fruit. Right? Not only we get benefit or offering to the Lord, that tree and the fruit plant from which those fruits and flowers come, they also get benefit. At least minimum benefit they get is, what can be the minimum benefit by doing bhakti?
Next birth, human life.
Next birth, human life. What's the shloka? Neha vikramanasosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. There mahato bhayat. Trayate mahato bhayat. Srila Prabhupada writes, what is that mahato bhayat? Is It's not getting human form of life is the most dangerous situation. So one who does even swalpamapi bhakti, dharmasya, get human form of life. So when you offer all this, all these things in service of Lord in some way or other, all of them are at least minimum guaranteed human life. Of course, maximum guaranteed is spiritual world. Right? Even the object like a cow which is given in charity to the Lord becomes successful. What to speak of performer of bhakti being successful? Right? The person who becomes a means for another person to perform bhakti, or who accepts an object to please the Lord, who gives something which is then offered to the Lord, becomes successful. Right? Suppose you help, in the temple you may do garland, or you may buy something and give in the temple. It's not your money. You are just somewhere in between doing some small thing. You may not directly in touch with the Lord, but or probably you are given in charge of giving prasas, offering charanamrit to devotees, or distributing laddus to someone who comes. Right? All these categories of people are become successful. The place or a family in which a person performs bhakti becomes successful. The person related to the bhakti as agent, object, instrument, receiver, giver, or a place becomes successful. Thus, bhakti is effective in all cases. Sarvatra. Right? And bhakti should, sorry, I think slot is there, maybe 6 minutes, 11:30 I will complete. If something is left, I will share it document. You can go through, flip everything. Right? Bhakti should be, this is Sarvatra is done. I think Sarvada is being done. I think this is small part, smaller Sarvada. Kalena Nashta Pralaye Vaniya. Bhakti should be performed at all times. Veda Sangita, Mayado Brahmane Prokta, Dharmo Yasya Madatmaka. 11th canto, 14th chapter. Now, many times, a lot of these bhakti related references come from 11th canto. Very beautiful canto. By the influence of time, the Vedic knowledge was lost at the time of initiation. Therefore, when the subsequent creation took place, I spoke to Brahma, the Vedic knowledge in which bhakti is essence. Yet, it's performed in all yugas. This famous shloka, Krute Dhyayato Vishnu Tretaya Teshtomate, Dvapare Paricharyayam, Kalau Yad Harikirtanat, Sahanishchatan Mahachitram, Samohascha Vibhramaha, Yan Muhurtam Kshanam Vapi, Vasudevo na Vinchintaye, Vasudevo na Chintaye. The moment that one doesn't think of Vasudeva, that moment becomes destructive, full of fault, illusion, and mistakes. Vishnu Purana. And bhakti occurs in all conditions of time. This is beautiful. I think we'll do that till next. Complete it. Right now, famous we hear, right? Various types of people who have done bhakti. It's all conditions of time we can do, life. Prahlad Maharaj, hearing from a Narada in womb, is famous. In a womb, he became devotee. Dhruva Maharaj performed bhakti in his childhood, 5 years. Ambarish Maharaj became a devotee, performed bhakti in his youth. Dhritarashtra performed bhakti in old age. Ajamila performed bhakti, Abhasa bhakti when dying. Chitraketu performed bhakti in Swargaloka. Right? He gets a position as, I think, Gandharva. After performing bhakti for 7 days, he performed bhakti on the order of Narada Muni. Within 7 days, he gets darshan of Lord Sankarsana. And then he goes to Gandharva Loka. And in Gandharva Loka, he does bhakti one. Right? He doesn't do other activities. Even the Swarga also, one can do bhakti. If one want to do that. Bhakti can be performed even in hellish condition. Yatha yatha Harer Nama Kirtayanti Smanarakaha Tadha Tadha Haro Bhakti Udvahanto Divam Yayu. Those who chant the name of the Lord in hell, developing bhakti, attain the spiritual world. Nasimha Purana. Right? In the hell, you chant holy name of the Lord, and you develop bhakti and go to spiritual world. Even in hell, one can chant. And Durvas Muni says, Achanadate Paramanubhavan Kritam Mayakam Bhavata Priyanam Videhi Tasya Pachitam Vithatar Muchetayan Nam Udite Narako. O Supreme Controller, without knowledge of your unlimited prowess, I have offended your most dear devotees. So Lord, by whose name person in hell becomes liberated. Please do something to nullify this offense of mine. Also it is said, Eta nirvijyamananam ichchata muktobhyam yoginam nirnitam harer namanu kirtanam. Continuous chanting of the name of the Lord has been prescribed for devotees. For those with desires for liberation, material elevation, for those satisfied with the self. For the negative examples, if you don't do bhakti, kim vedai, kim musastre va, kim va tirthan shevanai, Vishnu bhakti bhikinam va, kim tapo bhik, kim advarai. What is the use of Vedas, other scriptures, serving holy places, performing austerity sacrifices? One is devoid of bhakti to Vishnu. Narada Purana. Brihad Naradi Purana says, Kim tasya bahavi shastrai, kim tapo bhikimat bharaihi, Vajapeya sahasraiva bhaktir yasya janat. What is the use of many scriptures, austerities, thousands of hour sacrifices for a person who has bhakti to Vishnu? Right? This is another famous sloka in Bhagavatam, second canto, fourth chapter by Shukdev Goswami's prayers. Tapasvino dana parashashvino, manasvino mantra vidas mangala, kshemanam na vindanti vina idatpanam, tasmai shubhadha shravasen. Offer my continuous respects to Lord, full of auspicious qualities. Without worshipping him, Jnanis, Karmis, specialized Karmis, Yogis, scholars of Vedas, followers of proper conduct cannot attain any benefit. It is not saying they can't attain bhakti benefits. It is saying they can't attain any benefit. Even the what are the process they are doing, even that process also gets that strength from the bhakti of the Lord. Right? Another shloka, 5th and 19th chapter. Nayatra vaikunta katha sudhapaka na sadhavo bhagavatas tadashraya na yatra ikteshamaka mahotsavaha suralokopi na vai sasiddhyatam. Even Brahmaloka should not be accepted as a residence if there are no rivers or sweet topics about the Lord. No devotees who take shelter of those topics, and no great festivals or sacrifices of the chanting of the name of God. Right? Where one should accept residence only when these topics of the Lord, chanting, festivals of the Lord are happening. That's a place. If Brahmaloka is given, if you don't have all this, better not accept. This is prayer spoken by demigods. Right? Like that, I think there are many shlokas. Salokya, what to speak of all these Brahmaloka? Salokya sarishti samitya sarupya me katvamvita diyamanam nagrananti vina it sevanam mat sevanam. Even if there is no seva of Vishnu, Lord, the devotees doesn't accept even the spiritual world. Of course, spiritual world seva of Lord is there, but it is just focusing on the point of how much devotional service is more important, not the place. Right? Like that, there are verses, Bhagavatam. Yeah, this is another Naishkamam Papyachita Bhava Vachitam, Nashobhade Gnanamalam Niranjanam, Putapuna Shashvadata Pramishware, Nacharpitam Karmeda Pikarnam. Right? Like that, so many shlokas which prove Sarvatra and Sarvada. Right? And then this is the main point. Smartavya Satatam Vishnu, Vismartavyam Najatuchit, Sarva Vidhi Nishedeva, One should always remember Vishnu, never forget him. All the rules and negative injections are servants of the rule. Right? If you want to take any decision, right, that decision as a devotee, what is the main criteria behind that decision? Anything that we do. Anything means anything. Whether this particular action is going to make me
Connect to
chant
Krishna.
holy name, or whether this activity is going to make me forget Krishna. If it is going to make us forget Krishna, leave it. If this activity is going to, if something is trouble but inconvenient, if it is going to make us remember Krishna, take it up. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya vacha. At our level, the surrender means anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya vacha. Women at other levels of surrender, rakshit visyasa upakritya varanam tada. Right? Those levels are not for us. Those are for the bhava and prema, next stages. At least out of the 6 items of the surrender, first 2 are for sadhakas. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya vacha. Right? Something that is making me remember Krishna, accept. Something making me forget Krishna, reject. So Jiva Goswami says this covers all conditions. Nahi yatanyat shivapantaha vishataha samsrutaviha vasudeve bhagavati bhakti yogo etopya. There is no other auspicious path for those suffering the material world. because this path produces prema for Bhagavan Vasudeva. Nahi anto anyasiva panta. The conclusion is tasmat. Therefore, sarvatmanah, all the tivas, all times, all places, sarvatra sarvada, srotavyaha, kirtitavyaha, smartavya Bhagavan. They should hear, glorify, remember Lord with full concentration on the mind. Right? So I think that's the point. Thank you. I think we completed it. I'll send this. You can all then go through and you can use it for various places where you want. Hare Krishna. So we'll speak 1.2.7 in the next class. Any questions? Otherwise, you can leave.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for giving so many examples to let us know how bhakti can be done anywhere and every time. Thank you. And I just wanted to ask one question. Can one do bhakti with only thoughts, words, emotions, and feeling? Seeing that Lord's hand is there in everything, and only with basic tattva, like who is Lord, our relationship with the Lord,
Yeah.
and not very complex philosophies. In short, less than body, more with feelings.
Correct.
Can we do, and if yes, is it sustainable?
Yeah, we can do and we are supposed to do. It is sustainable, but it is sustainable as long as no, we are not averse to doing physical services. That's where, of course, someone cannot do. There's a different thing. Okay, when I'm saying this, I'll tell why I'm saying that. That once Janavas Prabhu, someone asked us some question, something like that to Janavas Prabhu. My thought process is coming from that. That initially, when we are doing given service, we do physical service. Initially, it's very tough to do service at the level of thoughts, meditation. Right? Of course, everything starts with the thought, with the desire. Right? One of the lectures we are hearing, Thursday classes. Right? It's a desire that everything starts. Right? That desire and positive feelings towards the Lord, anukula feelings towards Lord. This is the most important. That initially, when it comes to bhakti, we don't have all that. What we have is like, I need to do something. Then we are given some sevas. Right? We may be doing all the other services, especially when chanting, other activities. Our mind, our thoughts, in general, our feelings towards the Lord may not be so strong or positive, right? Not even neutral, neglectful also sometimes. But still, we are doing bhakti, our senses, gross senses. Right? After some time, we become expert in doing, maybe making the garland or making a dress or doing arati also. Right? Initially, when we're doing arati, we'll be careful. How many times I'm doing it, what, etc. We are more cautious. After some time, mind is somewhere. So naturally, parallelly mind counts how many times you are rotating it, right? Which is next, which is next. That goes on, and parallelly mind also starts thinking many other things. Both aspects can happen, right? So mind is somewhere, the hand is doing its activity. But actually, when you become expert in doing service, the next level of focus we should do, how we can bring back the mind to the Lord. The next level of service starts the absorption and gratitude to the Lord, to the mind level. So that's actually more tougher to do that. Right? I mean, recently we are hearing one lecture, very nice point, I noted. One of the lecture of Bhakti Vignan Goswami Maharaj. Something which is pinching at the same time, hope giving. Both are there. It said, what is an inattentive japa? Right? As such, we do all 16 rounds inattentive only. Right? What we do is only inattentive japa. Would ever understand what is attentive japa? Right? So now, if that is the case, inattentive japa is a cause of all other aparadhas also. 10 aparadhas come from inattentive japa. Then, where's the hope actually? When Maharaj is telling in our situation in attentive japa means not that mind is going here and there, right? That is there, mind goes here and there. What is important is when you understand mind is going somewhere, if you still let it go, that is in attentive japa. Right? If you understand mind is going somewhere and bring it back and try to focus on chanting holy names, in our sense, at least in our level, that is attentive japa. Right? And many times we try to find shelter. Mind finds a shelter in those thoughts which it is doing rather than the holy name. Right? Mind needs some shelter, some kind of enjoyment. So it can bring it back and put on the holy names of the Lord. That's at least attentive japa from our point of view. So all doing activities to bring it back and focus on the Lord is a very tough thing. Right? And actually it is the most important. If that can be done, perfect matter. Right? Physical things is more of a skill at one level. Because most stuff is doing at the level of mind, and most stuff is doing at the level of desire itself. Right? Is it clear? I mean, am I answered it what you want, or any comments?
Yes, Prabhu, yeah. You did answer it.
Yeah.
And I thank you for also telling about what is really in attentive japa, that is letting the mind sway off and not bringing it back.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll stop here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes, Mata.
Krishna.
Yes, Mata.
Prabhu, thank you for sharing these inspiring verses.
Hmm.
But I'm a bit afraid because we also need to acknowledge that we may be tested. We are using all these verses. We can do bhakti, but sometimes we have seen some devotees, very very sincere devotees, some situation and they have left
Correct. Yeah.
practicing.
Yeah.
So, like when we started with the discussion of congeniality and from Krishna's perspective, with all the pastimes we discussed and everything,
Yeah.
we could understand.
Yeah.
And from that spiritual world perspective, that how it increases actually for them.
Correct.
But
Yes.
till we are here, how we understand that congenial, because I am 100% agreeing, very touching verses are there, especially one verse was about how how the moment we forget Vasudev, we are in illusion. And
Correct.
it was very inspiring, Prabhuji, but we will be tested for sure.
Correct. Yes.
And I have seen very sincere devotees, senior devotees, to the point they have stopped wearing even neck bead.
Yes.
And so seeing them, we are also afraid sometimes that such situations can happen that we may give up. It's not.
Correct.
It can happen to us. Then how we understand that congeniality for us?
The congeniality. See, what if Krishna doesn't leave Golak Vrindavan? Sorry, no, Gokul Vrindavan. And then he would have stayed there instead of going to Madhura Dwarka. How the life of Vrindavan Vasis would have been. He kept his promise of coming back in 2 days. Or Krishna left Raslila and suddenly disappeared, and Gopi start criticizing him. Right? Why Krishna does all these things? Why he's causing pain to his devotees? Right? Why so many problems for Pandavas?
More and more love towards Krishna.
Yeah, exactly. Why so many problems to Pandavas? One time okay, 2 times okay, like every time. Right? And then the same, like Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj he gave up everything, and then he is in forest. He's nicely doing his bhava state. That means he's liberated or about to liberate, almost liberated kind of situation. When he chants, when he does deity worship, he couldn't see only where is the Lord, where is the flowers, where is the Aarti plate. That means his eyes are not so much filled with tears, He couldn't see, what is ahead of him. That's ecstasy is in. And suddenly one deer comes. That too, it's not attached. But no, he's a king. His nature is to protect. Right? Someone is suffering. That's his nature to protect them, give them shelter. Here is a baby, small, deer, just born, and tigers and lions are ready to poach on it. He just saves it. And then what happened after some time? He's a deer himself. And he's deer in the body of, he's in the body of a deer, but he remembers everything. Right? Of course, he's a body of a deer is a different thing. He would have been happy running around. But he's a body of a deer and remembering everything that what he did and who is he. Right? And he can't enjoy body of deer, nor he can do bhakti properly. What he did as a deer, he did not mingle with all other deers. He used to stay in the ashramas of munis and used to hear all the kathas they do. That's how he lived life. Why that? Right? Why the gopis? Krishna troubles gopis, Krishna troubles Pandavas. Right? How Krishna troubles everyone. Not to speak of Radharani, to everyone. Krishna doesn't, like, someone where I read in one lecture, one of the year, very nice point, right, which kind of summarizes Krishna's personality. Right? When Lord Ram he's appeared on Navami, right, Ram Navami day, the specialty of 9, all of you would have heard it, I think. Right? 9 specialty of 9 is, irrespective of situations and circumstances that comes in its life, 9 never changes its nature. Lord Ram, it doesn't matter, Sita Devi is there with him. So they both are alone in the forest, or he's in separation of Sita Devi. He's with his father, mother, or he's in forest. He became a king. It doesn't matter which situation Lord Ram is there. He's determination to do dharma never is shaken up. He's always safe. Right? And then he took birth on 9. They say 9 is 9. 9 into 2 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 into 3, 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. It doesn't matter what are the situations. 9 remains 9. Lord Ram is like that. So, yeah, of course, in one sense, everyone has to adjust to Lord Ram. Right? But Krishna is special. Right? Krishna took birth on Ashtami, but 8, when it comes with circumstances, it changes. 8 into 1, 8. 8 into 2, 16. 1 plus 6, 7. 8 into 3, 24. 2 plus 4, 6. Right? 8 into 4, 32. 3 plus 2, 5. So Krishna is very flexible and changes. Right? So to what we are. So in the sense of gopis and others, he makes them so that they will experience higher rasas, higher happiness within their own rasa. Right? That's why the circumstances are changing for them. In our situations, Krishna changes various circumstances so that whichever is making us and him, separating jivas from him, he's trying to show that jiva to work on such things. So that when he comes out of such situation, right, he's more better connected to Krishna, close connected to Krishna. Right? So yeah, probably the Bharat Maharaj, after the deer body, he is more closely connected to Lord. Right? To the extent Shleshnath Chakra takes, right? Bhava Bhakti is like, in a plateau, like, where, you are very happy there. And then the push to go from that to next stage, right, doesn't happen without association. So, it may be, we may consider Anardhanivritti is very tough. Right? Anardhanivritti is a tough because we have anarthas, we don't have a desire to move forward. That's not a problem with the stage of Anardhanivritti. That's actually our problem. Right? If you want to move forward, take shelter of Krishna, it's probably easy one. But the stage of bhava, that by our own efforts we can do. The stage of bhava, it needs actually mercy of Krishna. How much ever you effort, you don't move from there much. Right? In that sense is the most difficult. Either one needs very strong inner desire, the association of devotees, or then some causeless mercy of the Lord. Right? But in his sense, he's not with the devotees. Right? So to make him come from that, what you say, like convenient situation. So Lord did this to him. So wherever he is lacking something like so what his point is being the king. He's always protecting people. There's some kind of feeling that I am advanced. Right? I need to help others. From the Kshatriya background, that little thing is there, which is exactly something that stops person from going to bhava to prema, that I'm advanced now, which is right, not wrong. But if you have to go to next level prema, even that they should not think. So to make him come out of that, Lord put him in such situation. Right? If someone, Bhagavatam only speaks about how Bharat Maharaj is doing bhakti, suddenly deer came and he fell down to the body of a deer. If we only know that much past time, then we would never understand Krishna properly. But if you know what happened later, right? So then we see the complete picture. So that's why we don't have to think within one lifetime we have to do this, go to get this. So Krishna is much more well-wisher than all of us. He wishes our well more than we wish with ourselves. Right? So what happening in the devotee is not lost. That's where our confusion comes sometimes. Right? He did so much, and now he's not doing. That means all is lost. Or what all done till now? What's the use of that? Or I have not done so much. What is my situation? Right? We don't have like someone may be very simple and keep doing simple, and he may cross over. Someone doing very big things, maybe little touch of Krishna, he does something disturbed in the life, and then once they come out of it, they'll be like with flying colors. With all, that's why Neha Bikram Anasasti applies at every stage of bhakti. So from our side, definitely we'll pray, take inspiration for whatever they did, right? And then we don't have to worry, because probably Krishna, by if it's needed that we need to be in association of devotees to become a devotee, he may give it. He will feel that they need to move away from bhakti little bit, to feel alone, like that Bharat Maharaj in the body of a deer, and then hanker for Krishna, so that they will again come to Krishna more seriously. Krishna may give it. Right? Each of our plans for Krishna will be different for each of us. He knows what is inner situation of us. So that one thing, I think where this recently I was hearing, then I think Janmashtami class, on a Maharaj class I was hearing, got some class. While going through all these circumstances and situations, we think we should be confident about one thing, that Krishna is my well-wisher. He knows what is the best he has to do for me, and Krishna is in control of all situations. It's not that he lost control of the situations, that's why it's happening to. Right? When we have that much faith, we can cross over all these problems. Right? That's a point of aprahatita, right? With respect of situations, right? We should keep doing. It doesn't matter. Right? Because when I attach to these things, this is very important. Right? When you don't give importance to bhakti, when give importance to other things, when other things get disturbed, we are lost. When you understand all other things are there, to facilitate this. Like example of Ganges is the best model. That's like such a nice example Maharaj speaks, or Kunti Maharani speaks. It doesn't matter which verse, it somehow, just push ourselves, move ahead. That is why this Krishna as a well-wisher. It is very firmly there, Guru is well-wisher, Prabhupada is well-wisher, right? Respecting devotee for whatever they are there, right? It doesn't matter presently what situations they are in. Respecting each everyone, like it's easy to say. Like when these fundamentals somewhere we are having trouble, right? Or some pestering old anathas are there, Krishna very mercifully removes. Yeah, I mean, that much I can think of to your question. You have any comment? Others have any comments?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very well explained and very encouraging. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So I'll send this document, and Krishna Parameshwar Prabhu, sorry, requesting for this videos. I'll send today. I'll send you OneDrive link. You can download if you want. Meanwhile, I'll do in your YouTube also. Thank you for all joining. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Store.
Hare Krishna. Dandavats.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Prabhu. Hare
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol Hare. Yeah, I'll send project today. I'll send you link.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Huh? I'm sorry.
Okay. Hare Krishna.